2, 1. And that was Jim with the weather. Thanks a lot, Jim. Looking forward to this weekend. And we're back with our podcast. Today's topic, why you're not losing weight. Hit me.
So let's say you're a 31-year-old mom.
I am.
And you get into weight training because you want to get stronger and you want to lose some weight, you want to get leaner, all that good stuff. So you start training and you feel good. A few weeks go by, you're getting stronger, you feel better, you're more energized. But when you get on the scale, you haven't dropped a pound.
Now that's very common. We see it here all the time, and you see people getting stronger. And as trainers, we realize that that's important. We see them getting stronger, more confident, they feel better, and that's almost guaranteed. But the not losing weight is also very common. And that's because people start doing one thing, let's say they start training, but they don't watch what they eat necessarily. And I think that's a good topic to discuss today. What do you think?
Absolutely. I'd say that's what holds most people back from getting to the body composition goals that they have. Because the reality is you can work out all you want and you can do any different type of workout, but if your goal is either weight gain or weight loss, at the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out. It's nutrition that's going to be that difference maker.
Now, that's tossed around all the time. I hear calories in, calories out, caloric deficit all the time. Can you expand on that a little bit and just kind of like in layman's terms, let us know what that actually means and how we can take action into calorie deficit?
Absolutely. So your body is always looking for balance, right? So you're burning calories as you go about your day, whether that's through your metabolism that you burn a lot of calories or active calories that when you're moving around or exercising. So we hear these phrases like calorie deficit. All calorie deficit means is that you're consuming less calories than you burn. And that's really what the important common denominator is for weight loss. One of the things that trips people up is that they're constantly looking for fad diets or certain type of diets, and they think that there's something special about said diet that's gonna help them lose weight. When the reality is that whatever diet is helping you lose weight, the reason it's helping you lose weight is because you're in a calorie deficit. So sometimes people can do that on purpose, like weighing your meals and you're calculating your calories and you're seeing how much you're intaking. And other times you just happen to be eating less and you end up losing weight. Now, the thing with calorie deficit is every trainer, every social media influencer tells you, get in a calorie deficit, calories deficit. You just hear that term being tossed around. But instead of just saying that, I'd like to tell our folks here how to get into a calorie deficit, give them some actionable tips instead of just saying, because saying calorie deficit doesn't really mean anything if you're not applying it to your life. How do I do that? What are the best ways to do that? So I want to talk a little bit about that.
Go for it. I'm not stopping you, brother. And I want to talk about that. Please. What are some actionable steps that people can take, would you say? People always talk about tracking meals, but that's not necessarily easy, and it's definitely not sustainable for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to bring up, is that a very common question would be, do I have to track my calories? And a lot of coaches will say yes, because logically, you need to know exact data, objective data of what you're consuming. But I don't necessarily agree. I don't think it works for everyone. I think it drives some people a little crazy. And I think people live busy lives, nobody got time for that.
You're gonna be weighing all your food?
It's a lot. And then what happens is the data shows that people are notoriously bad at tracking, even if they think that they've got it together. And then what happens when you go out? Do you really know what's in that food? Do you trust what the restaurants are telling you, that the macronutrient ratio or the calorie?
Definitely not.
Yeah, so it's just not reasonable for most people. So what I always suggest is there's a few strategies. One very simple one is you change the type of foods that you eat, right? An easy example would be, let's say you like to have juices or sodas, right? Which have a lot of liquid calories, a lot of sugar.
Guilty.
It'll be very simple. Instead of having to track your calories, let's say you drink 2 Cokes a day. How many calories is that? 300 calories, give or take. You cut down to 1 diet soda per day, and boom, you just cut 300 and whatever calories from your diet. So you're not counting, but you're also eating less calories, consuming less calories. So it's as simple as swapping out high calorie, usually ultra processed foods that you're eating with a healthier, more nutrient dense, less calorically
dense meal.
Thank you.
There's also a lot of substitutes nowadays. So if you like Frosted Flakes, there's probably a healthier substitute for Frosted Flakes. If you like ice cream, there's a healthier ice cream. There's a lot of alternatives. Just a matter of finding what works for you and what you like, really. It actually leads me to the next topic that I wanted to talk about. People usually tend to eat bad, as they call it, on the weekends. And then they view the whole week as but I eat good on Monday, I eat good on Tuesday. You got to view your calories as, I like to think about it as a week, because then as a month, it's too much.
Also, is Friday the weekend?
Depends who you ask.
I'd say for most people, it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a
Friday, you
three-day
go to happy
affair.
hour. Yeah, you eat processed food, you eat more sodium, you'll drink, and all
You
that
order
is
takeout.
gonna be detrimental to your weight loss progress. So people have to view it in the long scheme, in the long run. You can't just look at it on a day-by-day basis, because then that's how you end up with like, oh, I deserve this because I ate well Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like,
Yeah, you can absolutely screw up your whole progress when it comes to weight. Let's make it very clear.
Yeah.
There's always progress in the gym as far as getting stronger and the performance stuff. You're always going to get better at that if you have a good program. But when it comes to weight, you can absolutely sabotage yourself by messing up on the weekends. And I actually have a strategy for that too. And something that a lot of my clients find success with. And that's just planning ahead, right? If I know I have a dinner at an Italian restaurant on Saturday, what I would do is earlier in the day, just restrict my calories a little bit more. Just eat smaller meals in preparation for that big meal, because it doesn't make sense to stuff my face in the morning when I know I'm gonna stuff my face in the afternoon. Now you're just really overdoing it, because you could be over your calories by 500 calories, no big deal, but you can also be over by 2,000 calories. And if you think I'm kidding, go calculate what a 4 or 5 course Italian meal, the amount of calories in there, and it'll definitely exceed your daily caloric needs.
yeah.
So yeah, what I do with some of my clients is, if they know that they're having something, instead of telling them, hey, you can't eat that thing, at your friend's house at the Super Bowl party because you're on this strict diet, because I think that's ridiculous. You're not going to show up in your Tupperware.
No, or go to the restaurant and get the sensible option. Like, enjoy yourself. You deserve to enjoy your life too. Like, just be prepared.
for it.
Yeah, be prepared that you're going to do that.
You can do a lot less damage and still live your life, but just be strategic about it. And the other thing that trips people up is, they'll say, let's say it's Saturday morning and they had brunch and they ate like whatever, right? Unlimited mimosas, am I right? So what most people say then is say, well, I already messed up my diet, so let me just continue.
Avalanche.
Let me just go ham for the rest of the weekend. All of a sudden, you added on, piled on an extra few thousand calories, and you dug yourself into a deeper hole. So it's important to not lie to yourself and not rationalize to yourself that, oh, well, because I already messed up, I'm, free reins, giving myself free reins to just go crazy for the rest of the weekend. And what you should be doing is, all right, I gave myself a little treat. I had a nice brunch. Let me try to get back to somewhat on track. Let me go for a run on that Sunday morning, or let me get a workout and just get myself back to, all right, I'm back on track. No big deal. I had fun.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving forward, because a few days of that in a row, that's what really messes people up.
And I like how you said that. Oh, like, I had fun, I enjoyed it, because that's what we don't want you guys to like go out and feel guilty. Like, oh my God, I ate a carbonara. Oh my God, fire. That's the reason they call it carbonara though. It's got some carbs in there. We want you guys to we want everybody to enjoy their life, go out, have fun, and not feel guilty the next day. Like,
yeah, that's a really good point, is the psychology and the self-talk, because we're all guilty. I know I'm guilty of it. I'm sure you are. But we beat ourselves up a lot, and sometimes that negative self-talk is what leads to the binging. It's like, God, I messed up my diet again. I'm such an idiot. I did it again. See, you're lazy. I knew you couldn't do this. And then that leads to, a pint of ice cream.
Oh my God! Wow!
But that's a practice. If you've been talking to yourself a certain way for so long, it takes a little bit for you to start building a better relationship with yourself. And this is a whole nother topic that it'd be cool to get into for another day, just the self-talk and
the
psychology
of treating yourself.
It's probably the biggest thing.
for sure. I'm too kind to myself.
Yeah, a little bit of a...
Yeah.
So you have us to keep you in check.
Yep.
Emma's not listening.
I think actually on the same topic, another tip that I learned from our registered dietitian, Karina, shout out, is to trick your mind. Instead of using your usual plates or Tupperware or whatever, get a smaller one, and the portions are gonna seem like more, and that way it tricks your mind into thinking you're more full. And it actually does work. I've seen it work with a lot of clients. It works on me. I actually like to use a bowl instead of a big plate, and that helps me visualize like it's more food, and it's really not. People usually tend to eat until their plate is empty, and that doesn't matter if it's a lot of food, if it's a little bit of food. We're just trained to, since we were kids, clean your plate up. So serve yourself less, do it on a smaller plate, and I promise you it's gonna work out for you.
That's a really good tip. And so on that same note, another trick is, I don't know about you, but I love getting seconds. If I'm finished with my plate and the food is really good, I'll just go and go to the pot and I'll just grab a second helping. If you set a rule for yourself to, once you serve yourself on that smaller plate, this is all I can have for today, and then maybe even put away the other stuff. That's what helps me. I just put it away, so
what
it's
I
like
do.
out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
Then you don't have the option of going and grabbing that second plate.
Absolutely.
The other thing too, we started this whole thing with once you start weight training, right? And the thing about starting any type of exercise, but definitely weight training, is sometimes your appetite increases. And it happens subconsciously. Sometimes you could feel that, yeah, I'm definitely hungrier now that I started working out. But sometimes it's subtle, right? And you don't realize that you're eating a little bit more throughout the day.
Yeah.
So then that same person that's been working out for a few weeks or a few months and like, you know, they haven't dropped a pound, maybe you're eating a little bit more, whether you realize it or not. That's why our dietitian, the first thing she does is have you do a dietary recall or a food log. They have you write down everything you eat. And what happens 99% of the time is people are always surprised, like, oh wow, I didn't realize I was snacking so much. Oh wow, I didn't realize I was eating so much of that food that has a lot of calories. And once you see it on paper, you're like, oh, that's why I haven't dropped any weight. So
I've seen that a lot. People are shocked. It's crazy, but you're shocked at your own consumption when you're literally the one that does it, but it happens all the time. People are like, damn, I eat a lot of crackers, whatever, what have you, whatever it may be.
The other thing about writing down what you eat is it's a really good self-awareness tool. For example, you'll see things like olive oil or salad dressing, little things that you don't think about that have a ton of calories, peanut butter. Just a little tablespoon of one of those things could easily have over 200 calories, and that could, for a lot of people, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So that could be something that you want to do just to see where you're, you know, going wrong.
Yeah.
Of course, if you really want to take things to the next level and go a lot deeper, you can always work with a registered dietitian, and then they'll be able to really get down to what your biggest obstacles are, how to address those, and then give you a personalized meal plan, which our dietitian does, and a lot of our members work with her.
Yep. I feel like people are always asking us questions about nutrition and caloric deficit. If you guys have any questions or a new topic to make a new video about, let us know. We're here to talk to you guys. We're here to help you guys. That's ultimately what the goal is here. And
My goal is just to have fun and hang out with you. Okay.